All right, let's go live now.
We're live now.
It's on! Where'd you come from, Mike Celestino? You weren't here before the intro.
I magically appeared.
That's cool.
So-
Hello, everybody.
Is
Welcome.
it just me, or does Mariah Carey look like a wax figure in that photo?
It is a wax figure in that photo. She could. I don't want to get on her bad side. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Disney Trivia Live. I believe, wow, it's been a while since we've talked to you. Whole year. It's been last year. Last year was the last time we did one of these things. So.
You said Disney Trivia Live.
Did I really? I'm sorry. Welcome to Barely Necessities. How wonderful to be here with you
Try
today.
again.
Star Wars headlines?
Nope.
Marvel time.
Nope.
Hello and welcome to Who's the Bosca Star Wars podcast from laughingplace.com.
I'm just kidding. Theme Parks 101. Here we go. Welcome to Disney Parks Talk.
Wow, we have a lot of stuff on Laughing.
Apparently too much for me to keep straight. Welcome to Disney Parks Talk. Our first show of 2021. We're so excited to be back here for, let's call it, our second season. It's much easier to keep track when you just calendar. I got jealous of you, Mike, with your second season of Who's the Boss.
He's like,
It was just an excuse for me to take a break.
I don't have to keep counting
That's
consecutive
cool.
numbers.
Just like season 2, episode 1. So my name is Jimmy Mosley. I am the co-host of this show along with my wife here, Rebecca Mosley. Together we are the co-founders of laughingplace.com. Over there, someday, over there is Mike Celestino.
Hello.
You even just did the nod in the right direction. That was the best.
It used to be it's never my first instinct. So now whatever my first instinct is, I go the other way. But now my instinct is now right. So actually in this case it's left. Mike Celestino, he is the head Star Wars writer for Laughing Place and caretaker of all Southern California theme parks, which right now is a very easy job. And down there is the one and only Jeremiah. How you doing today, Jeremiah?
I'm doing good. How about you, Doobie?
Doing good. Jeremiah is the head of all our winter expeditions here at Laughing Place, and which really comes in handy in Central Florida. Please do us a favor, like this stream, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe however you're watching us. As you heard in my botched intro, we have a ton of shows here. You don't want to miss any. Well, there might be a couple you want to miss, but there's probably a lot you want to catch. So make sure you subscribe. Not a lot of people are into everything.
Okay.
I don't mean any slight against the show.
Gotcha.
No,
I understand.
no.
But then they can learn. They can branch
Frankly,
out.
I've yet to meet a person who likes both Star Wars and Marvel. So
I think he's right there. It's right there.
I like both of those things.
Yeah, he's
Me
right
too.
There's
down there.
Galactus, Eater of Worlds. He's right here.
Even our own Mike Mack is quite knowledgeable.
They're
in
like
both. Quite-
battlers, like Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers. They don't get along.
Stop. Move on. Do not.
So we are. This is the show where we
Sci-fi
talk about
franchises.
the week in Disney news.
Yep.
And that's what we're about to do. It's been kind of an exciting week on the East Coast a little bit. West Coast, not so much. But we love to have Mike Celestino here anyway to give us the little bit that has happened and to ask random questions. So you can bet there'll be some of those coming up today. See if we can get him in trouble with his wife again. So the first thing we're going to talk about is park hopping. Hard to believe. I don't know why it's hard to believe. Exciting news. I'll put it that way. Park hopping has returned to Walt Disney World, which for us regular.
I feel like we have Jeremiah under interrogation. Jack
Where were
Bauer.
you on January 1st, 2021?
Jack Bauer has
Did you
Jeremiah
really go?
somewhere.
Did you enter in one park and go to another?
Yes. Yes, I
Explain
did.
yourself, Jeremiah.
Well, I made a reservation for one park, and then at 2:00, I went to another park.
More detail, please.
How does
That
it
was
work? Do you have
literally
to do an app
it.
or
No,
Where'd you go first?
I started in Disney's Hollywood Studios, and then decided to jump over to Epcot via Doobie's favorite mode of transportation, the Disney Cruise Line. The other favorite, the Skyline. So I walked out a little bit before 2, and there was not a lot of people coming in, but there were definitely groups of people entering. And I talked to the guest relations cast member at the entrance, and he said that they actually let the park hopping commence a little bit before 2, but it wasn't overcrowded or anything. I've heard that there's been some changes since that of people kind of backing up, but I hopped on the Skyliner, made it over to Epcot, walked through International Gateway with absolutely no problem at all.
So let's get a little bit more detail. First of all, people were able to hop into Hollywood Studios. I know that's usually the most popular part. Was. Okay, so 2 o'clock comes around. What exactly do you do? Do you put on a bunny suit?
Yes. That is the surefire way to get hopped.
What's the exact process? Do you use the app or something?
There is no process. It is 2 o'clock. You just go. You don't have to make reservations. One of the things that they do say is you have to check for capacity. Nowhere on the app could I find any news or anything about capacity. But then I made it over to Epcot, walked in, and people were saying that they were hearing that they had to make reservations because some news site was saying that they had to make reservations. So I'm like, no, my friend and I had just hopped, and they're like, really? And then we had 2 other people around us like, oh yeah, we just came from studios also. It's no problem at all.
So, but you definitely have to have a reservation for one. So you couldn't just go to a park at 2 o'clock.
No, you have to have one reservation. You have to enter that park, and then you can hop. There were people hopping through all 4 parks.
So you not only have to have the reservation, but you have to enter that park. So you couldn't make a reservation for Epcot and then at 2 o'clock decide to go to studios without first going to Epcot.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. As far as the official rules say, at least. And
yeah,
even if we found out differently, we would never say so because it's not official and it could change at any moment. And then are they going to make Judy the new face of park hopping?
You know how long that took me to think that, why would stupid Judy be
I knew you were going to say that.
I knew that's where the both of you were.
Okay.
Very good. Very, very good.
But it's easy.
And as we've seen with the various elements of the new operations, we've seen things kind of adapt and adjust as it actually is utilized by the guest, and then they kind of adapt things after that. So it will be interesting to see kind of how the park hopping element, if it needs to have any adaptations from how it is currently in existence for everyone.
Isn't that a movie adaptation? I feel like that's a movie.
And
Adaptation?
Yeah,
Charlie Kaufman. I love that movie.
You do have to have the park hopping option on your ticket. You can't just buy a 1-day ticket and then hop. It has to have the park hopping, which I think is one of those tricky things of if you buy the park hopper and then studios is at capacity, how's that going to work out? But that's not our side. That's their side.
No, I think the hope would be that you would put your Park A as your reservation, and then the other would be you'd be happy with whatever you ended up with.
Whatever I get. I'm just happy to be here.
Yep.
That's the happiest place on earth, not called Disneyland. In other news, so it's interesting that you said on January 1st, you were able to hop to any park because a couple of hours before park hopping began, you tweeted this, which I've never seen at Disney World before. Have you seen this before?
I had never seen that. We've seen the line back up. That's the Frozen Ever After line. There's a little close up. So the queue we've seen go back into the China Pavilion, but this was almost over to Equatorial Africa. It was just before the bridge, and the sign says at capacity. You walked up and asked the cast member, and they're like, check back in 15 or 20 minutes and we'll reopen. Which I've never seen. I've seen it at Universal, but never at Disney.
Wow. So it's just such a strange thought. You can't get in line.
Yeah.
So But it happens. Have you ever seen that, Mike Celestino, in your Disneyland travels, where they just won't let you in line, other than at park closing, maybe?
I'm trying to think. I don't recall off the top of my head that happening.
Yeah, it's a very unusual experience during the COVID to encounter a line and be told, well, the attraction is open and you can probably get in line later, but for right now, no. Because clearly the goal right now is to keep people from congregating, per se. So once you get long enough line, then they want to let it kind of dissipate and then go.
Thanks, Nick.
That's what I said, Nick. Although I placed the blame on Jack Bauer, but okay, that's fine.
Do you know our secret code word if there's trouble?
No, don't. You can't say it.
No, I wanted to see if he knew it though, just in case.
No,
I don't think he
I
knows.
don't.
He knows it. No,
Okay.
well, he's not supposed to. What if he's the trouble?
That's an excellent point.
Yeah,
Excellent
he
point.
can't know the word. He might be the trouble. Okay.
I'm so
All right.
confused right now.
Oh, long ago, Doobie, Benji, and I, we have a word, so that we can text
Yeah.
or call each other,
Seriously. Yeah, if we're
and so it is known
Yeah.
between us.
I have
we like
something I want to add to that real quick because he mentioned sanitarium. Did you guys watch that making of the movie Elf on Netflix?
Yes.
No,
They shot most of that movie in an abandoned mental asylum.
oh wow.
I saw the Die Hard one, but I didn't see Elf.
Okay. Anyway, that was my little detour
That's
there.
awesome.
Sorry.
And then Elf
that's
was
all good.
directed by Jon Favreau, which makes this a Disney story.
There you go.
It all comes full circle.
All right, Jeremiah. I'm
Dude.
so excited about this next story, not because I'm excited about the attraction, but just look how beautiful this place looks. Just look how beautiful this place looks. Just look how beautiful this place is.
Did you get to see this during your January 1st journey?
Yes, that was my Skyliner view. It looks amazing, and I know that we put up that we feel like it could open any day now. I feel like it could literally open any day. Like, Friday for the taste of Epcot International Festival of the Arts. I walk back there and all of a sudden the wall's gone. There's just a queue.
One of the things
That'll
that
be fun.
I love the UK pavilion in particular because it's not just kind of the exterior in the courtyard. You can like go behind and see more to it. And so seeing this now in the France pavilion is kind of exciting in that same way. Just to be able to kind of feel like you're just walking through France, Parlez-vous?
Oui.
Oui. A second ago, Mike Celestino, the ad down here was for Final Fantasy VII. Have you ever played Final Fantasy VII?
No, that's a video game series I have never gotten into, but I did see the movie in the theater.
With Mia, right?
No. Yeah.
It's not Mia?
I don't think so. Though that was Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Final
It's a
Fantasy,
long
was that the
video game
one that was
franchise.
like animated?
Yeah, they made a big deal about that when it came out because it was like the first CG. It wasn't the first CGI animated movie. That was Toy Story, obviously, but this is a few years later, and it was like the first CGI animated movie that was supposed to look like sort of realistic, I guess,
Yeah.
with like human characters and stuff like that.
Which it kind of did, but I doubt it does by today's standards. Great question. Jon Favreau, did he pick up anyone to cast in the asylum as he did at the Legends ceremony?
It was abandoned. I said it was abandoned. There was nobody there.
Even in an abandoned asylum, someone got left behind.
No, stop. It's terrible. Move on.
I saw Shutter Island.
No,
Actually, I did see Shutter Island, but I know what it's about.
Shutter Island's a good movie. I enjoyed Shutter Island.
Yeah, I know the ending. I know the twist now, so I feel like I
Oh,
won't enjoy
no,
it.
don't tell everybody else. Move
I'm
on.
not.
Okay.
The first rule of Shutter Island is we don't talk about Shutter Island.
There's a twist there, too.
Okay, let's talk about Smuggler's Run.
So, Mike Celestino, you never got to ride Smuggler's Run all by yourself, which I know is really disappointing because you really love that ride.
I have not been on it by myself. That's correct.
Did you not even get to do it during media days by yourself?
No, I always had a buddy with me. Usually I would pick a co-pilot or something to go. I never went entirely by myself, no.
Jeremiah did, right, Jeremiah?
Yes, that was actually worth waiting in line, is to just sit in the back. Like, one of our videos is me sitting in the engineer spot, just videoing the entire ride with nothing else. Nobody's touching anything. So it was lots of fun.
That's cool. Well, those days are over. Because Millennium Falcon, as the headline says, plastic dividers have been installed. You've gotten to experience this, Jeremiah?
I have not yet. That is one of our friends of the site took those pictures for me. I believe New Year's Eve or somewhere just before there. The plastic or the plexiglass dividers is between the engineers and the gunners spot. So you can have two different parties at least.
Does that close? Does that swing closed?
That's the view. So if you're in the engineer seat, you see mostly plexiglass. So
It doesn't have a door though. It just keeps front to back, but the side is and the top is still open.
It's kind of L-shaped around the chair in front of it.
Yeah, it forms around there, so you do have a little bit on the side.
Actually, I'm now starting to wonder if Jeremiah might be in an asylum right now. Is that what's going on here?
That's how this conversation
Benji
started.
Here's my friend from the asylum right here.
I like that I'm now the color commentary on this show.
I like it too.
Because there's no theme parks in Southern California. I just pipe in whenever I have a random thought.
I love it.
Have you ever been to an asylum?
I can't say that I have, but it's always one of those things where you hear about somebody invite you when you're a teenager. You're like, we're going to go to the abandoned mental asylum and walk around. And I was always like, I don't know about that. But I think I kind of regret not doing that now.
There was one
Scary Farm had those great asylum houses.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, move on.
Isn't there a Batman called Asylum?
This is creeping me out. Let's move on to
Arkham Asylum. Yeah,
creepy.
That's one of my favorite video games ever made, right there.
I hear it. Incredible. If you like video games and Batman.
Great game.
All right. Some surprising news from the world of Disney Springs. Jeremiah, please give us the latest on Gideon's Bakehouse.
Gideon's Bakehouse closed on January 1st in the evening. That's the latest I knew. Was that the first? Yeah, that was
the second. It was
the second.
They closed that evening, and they said, "Stay tuned to social media. We will let you know when we'll be back." And they invited everyone to go visit their East End Market location, which, as we discussed in previous shows here at Laughing Place, you could actually get in your car at the Springs, drive to the other location, get a cookie, come back, go back, do it again, and still meet Jeremiah before he had picked up his cookie.
Yeah, I was there in the afternoon, and the line was out there, and it wasn't until later in the evening when everybody started sending me a message like, "What's going on with Gideon's?"
Yeah.
It was there. We can only speculate on what it was. A lot of people said it was during soft opening, so maybe they were reevaluating. Who knows what the outcome could be. There's no official announcement that we can talk about.
Do we know when hard opening is?
No. When they announced the soft opening, there was no other information. I know on the site it said they were going to be open 365, and then they removed that information.
Yeah.
So
we're waiting for more details from Gideon's.
Wednesday, it's going to be worth it.
Wednesday, I'll be there during the day. So if it is open, we will maybe do a live stream from the line waiting to get in for 3 hours.
I would like a live stream of Jeremiah enjoying Gideon's Bakehouse goods.
That'd be yummy.
I just want you to park the camera in front of your mouth and start eating.
No.
Yes, and then while you're eating, describe how it is. Exactly.
Aaron, buh. That was for you, Doobie.
Benji says, wait, if a soft opening is...
No, do not. Move on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
Mike.
I'm afraid. I don't trust Benji to bring up appropriate topics.
I took it.
No, I don't trust Benji.
Mike Celestino.
Yes, Doobie.
What's your handicap?
In golf?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Not an inability to eat gluten.
I have never swung. Oh, this is not true, actually, because for my friend's bachelor party, we went to Top Golf in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I have never felt more out of place anywhere in my life. But outside of miniature golf and that one time at Top Golf, I have never swung an actual golf club.
Okay, wait. I've got to just do the proud mom thing to prove that my son gets the show. He came in and said, "I'm not sure when the shop will open, guys. Sorry, I couldn't help." Gideon's Bakehouse. Okay, sorry.
Nice. Good job,
How
Gideon.
does he run that from the other coast? It
Very-
must be tough to.
Very proud.
I'm still wondering how Moff Gideon runs it from
It's just all the Gideons together own
a
it.
cat, a moth, and
I saw a headline on one of these movie sites saying ranking all the Star Wars moths. How many moths are there?
Well, Tarkin, Jar Jarrod, and Gideon now. And I think there's a few others in the
Maybe
expanded.
we should steal that article idea. That's it caught my eye. Or I don't know. Maybe we can rank the Darths. Are there a lot of Darths?
But why were
Yeah.
we talking
There's
about
quite a
golf?
few Darths.
Darth
We're
Maul.
trying to get back on
Yeah,
topic.
why were we talking about golf?
Check this out, guys. Look at it. It's not moving anymore. There you go.
It carries your bag for you. Oh, that's cool.
In a perfect world, this video is smooth. All right, fine.
Oh,
You
that's
get the idea.
cool.
Disney World Golf has now debuted. What was the word I wanted? Entered.
No,
I don't know.
debuted.
Has now debuted robo-carts. So you don't have to drive a cart, but you also don't have to carry your own bag. Just put the bag on the cart, and the cart will follow you. Will these one day kill us? Mike Celestino.
The
Oh,
robo
boy.
carts are gonna rise up against us and just throw 4 irons at us.
And the worst part is, Mickey's just going to be sitting back there laughing at it.
Oh dear, it's so good.
The question is, do they have rights?
Can they only work so many hours?
Do you have to tip them?
I've
Do
been
you have
thinking
to-
about this a lot because I've been watching Westworld on HBO again,
Uh-oh.
and I've been thinking about whether robots deserve rights, and I don't think that they do, and I feel guilty for thinking that. But
Why should they deserve rights? They're not. Do chairs deserve rights? If my
no,
television
exactly.
deserve
But in all these stories, in like Star Trek: The Next Generation, they're always like, "Oh, Data is just like a human," and it's like, no, he just got programmed to think he's a human, right?
rights?
Like,
Just like
Yeah,
us. We have programmed to
he
think
could-
we're human.
Data could do a lot more than most robots could. I mean, I remember that episode
guess.
very well as a kid.
Yes, he's fully functional.
What if you found out tomorrow, Mike, that you're actually an android? You've only been programmed, and all of a
And
sudden you have no rights.
I would concede my rights.
Wait, would you take back your wish?
Wait, what wish?
No, I'm so lost.
Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
That's-
Oh,
I gotcha.
I'm
That's
there.
probably best that we just skip that topic.
the isolation has honed Jeremiah's wit.
This wall's not rubber, though, sadly.
It's like George when he has to, nothing else to think about, so he gets smart all of a sudden.
Oh,
So anyway, but the robocarts have come to Disney. Let's see, they're cheap too, only $10. That's not, in addition to the
For the
green
rental
fees.
fee.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
and
So-
they also will carry like a beverage. They can have like a beverage cooler in it, and also can have a USB port so you can be charging your phone, things like that.
and it uses Bluetooth and GPS connected to a transmitter that the golfer carries, so it just follows them around the course. Is that not the creepiest thing you've ever heard of?
Have you not seen the ones here? They have them. Some of the local eateries here use it for delivery, and so you'll see the guy walking down the street, and you see the trailer like following.
I have
him.
not. I've seen
Yeah.
trailers all by themselves going down the street around here.
Well, that too, but no, there's the one that had somebody with it, or maybe it was just during early training for it. But now
So
they just travel down the streets by themselves. These little carts of food.
Do I still get no green fees as an annual pass holder?
Oh,
Yes. Yes, I am, Mike. Thank you.
Hey, this is great. We need to keep Jeremiah with stuff.
Oh, hey, this next one's important to remind Jeremiah because I've asked
Okay,
him nicely.
So
and
we
he's
are
agreed.
slowly transitioning. Wow, I'm really scared. Am I okay?
Yes, we are slowly transitioning.
We are slowly
into,
transitioning from frivolity to a serious story.
I'm
Halfway in
trying.
between is
I
WWF,
keep trying.
is wrestling. So here we go.
Oh, It's like, what? WWF?
So during the D23 Expo, Imagineer artist Morgan Lee Richardson was talking about the efforts of WDI and how they work with area conservation efforts, and that he has used his art, his talents in artistry, to raise funds, to bring awareness to various efforts around the world. And one of them was where they had these elephants that were invading farmlands. And so what they ended up doing was they utilized bees, because elephants are afraid of bees. And so the farmers began to keep bees. And so not only did the farmers were able to add honey to their, growing, crops. They would, have their vegetables, and then they would also have this honey that they could utilize in their food. But the bees would keep the elephants from invading the crops. And at the expo, he unveiled this artwork that was going to be, and is now available when you donate to the Disney's Conservation Fund. And that's this year's current button. And it's this beautiful, multicolored elephant. And at the expo, he gave out a print of it that he signed. And it was one of my favorite presentations of the expo. And I've been waiting for the button to finally hit shelves. And it's there now.
Here,
and that's
right?
the button.
Which looks kind of like he has mouse ears.
And it's kind of cute the way that ended up. And
Ooh, wait.
Dr. Mark, I know, I heard they're really great. Dr. Mark shared the button on Instagram, and Morgan himself also highlighted it. Sadly, Morgan is actually among those who is no longer part of the Disney company, but I'm eager to see, I'm sure through Instagram and through Twitter, we will still be able to find where he is working on behalf of these efforts, because it was very clear that this was a passion of his. And so I'm sure that even outside of Disney, we will be seeing similar efforts like this.
Does it still just take a dollar contribution to get one of those, Jeremiah?
I don't even think it's $1. I think you can even just give any of your change.
Like a roundup?
Yeah, I think so. I will let you know as soon as I make it over wow, Doobie, it's contagious. To Disney's Animal Kingdom sometime in the next week. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Mike Celestino, do you like animals?
Yes, yeah.
They're delicious.
I knew he was going to go that way, and you're lying, Mike. You are lying, sir. You do not know that they are delicious. Mike, what's the last animal you ate?
What is the last animal?
That's kind of vegetarian.
Well, yeah, I had bacon. I had bacon this morning. A pig.
Oh, can I tell a bacon story? We were at. I don't eat.
Of all people.
No, I don't eat pork. But we were at Plaza Inn, and with a group of friends, and it was one of those Disney breakfasts, and we're all sitting there, my friends, because they're excited about the endless bacon. Their plates are all piled with bacon. As they're chopping on this, here comes Piglet. All of a sudden,
That's one of the things about Crystal Palace, having
Right?
Piglet
Yeah.
there and the bacon.
God, like, this is awkward now. But yeah, okay, sorry. So whenever I hear bacon, I think of the moment where my friends were awkwardly eating bacon with the brightly Pepto-Bismol pink Piglet.
There is no way to transition to this next story.
No, not at all.
So we'll just do it. Ron Dominguez, who is known to many Disney folks as Mr. Disneyland. He actually was born and raised on the land that was later purchased by Walt and the company and turned into Disneyland. So he actually is from Disneyland, amazingly. Passed away. When did he actually pass away? Was it on the 1st, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yes,
on the 1st.
85 years old.
85 years old, and there he is. He was a president of Disneyland. I know I'm not mistaken. He was once president of Disneyland. He has a window on Main Street. He has a very famous tree, which is not in this article, but which is right here. You want to talk about this, Jeremiah? I know you're a Disney history guy.
So that spot right there is where Ron Dominguez's house was. It's on the Jungle Cruise right in that corner. And that palm tree is the last, well, the last remaining official tree that is from the early days of pre-Disneyland, and it's in the Jungle Cruise. If you're on the cruise, you can see it, or if you're in the boathouse up on the upper level, you can kind of see it. But it's, you're looking at that, and it towers over almost all the other plants in the area.
And by the way, this picture is from an article we did last year called "The Trees of Disneyland: The History and Storytelling of the Park's Horticulture," which is just blew me away. We have such a breadth of articles on this site; it makes me so happy.
I've never seen this article.
Yeah, me either. Nor, to be honest, do I know who Michael Darling is, the person who wrote it. So
I went to a talk on the trees of the Jungle Cruise at the Fullerton Arboretum like 3 or 4 years ago. I wonder if that's the guy who gave the talk.
Oh, maybe so.
Oh, very cool.
So
we've got good connections.
So Ron Dominguez, obviously there's people that have contributed, there are legends. Ron Dominguez is one of the all-time legends when it comes to Disneyland specifically. He wasn't a studio guy, so he's not like a Mark Davis or something. But when it comes to the park itself, Ron Dominguez is definitely one of the big people in the park's history. And so it's very sad that we lost him a couple of days ago. He got, everyone in the company came out with their statements. I mean,
whenever I hear his name, I think about individuals who were responsible for developing that foundational element of service and hospitality that Disneyland is known for. A lot of the comments I saw were things like, you didn't work for Ron, you worked with Ron. He seems to have really brought that spirit of camaraderie and familial nature that I think many of us appreciate as guests, the way that we're welcomed and we're made to feel when we're there. And like I say, to me, when in the various discussions I've ever heard of his name and his contributions to Disneyland, I think of him in that vein as kind of laying that foundation and helping build that foundation that we all are able to enjoy these decades later. Go ahead, Mike.
Can I ask for clarification? Because I don't know this gentleman's whole history, but you said he was born on the land and then Walt Disney bought it to build the park there. But how did he start working for the Disney company?
He was hired there shortly before its opening in July of 1955. He was about 20 years old.
Yeah, he was mine trained through Nature's Wonderland, I believe, was his, and he was part of the Red Handkerchief Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a variety of jobs, but according to Disney's release, he started as a ticket taker. And the most interesting thing, I think, is the home he grew up in, his childhood home, actually ended up being an administration building behind Main Street for a short time because that's where it was located.
So he could have gone back to his house.
Isn't that weird?
While he was working there.
It's the house that a few years ago they put on a flatbed and they moved from the side into the back area. I wish I had one of my friends on that could tell the whole story about it, but it's the Pope House. Benji should be able to tell us exactly all the information about that, but it's in the back now.
Tony Betty brings up 2 points. First of all,
get the first one.
Go ahead. What? Oh, okay. The Dominguez palm. I have over the years, I've been a passionate Disney fan now since the 80s, and I have seen a number of palms pointed out to me over the years as the Dominguez palm. So I have not myself dove in so that I can authoritatively state which one I believe now, based upon the various ones I've seen demonstrated to me by people more knowledgeable than me as the Dominguez palm. So yeah, I will not argue with its location. I just know that it does exist.
Yeah, they built the boathouse around it when they expanded the boathouse. Thank you, Alex. I knew somebody would know that information that I was wrong. But yeah, they built the boathouse around that tree when they rebuilt the Jungle Cruise in '95 for Indiana Jones.
Okay, Ron Dominguez. So our first legend lost of the year, sadly. Tony Betty also would like you to know that it looks like you're filming the next Paranormal Activity film. And Mike is waiting for you to say, "I see dead people." So this has worked out really well,
very
Jeremiah.
Concerning, Jeremiah.
Oh, very glad that this lighting works well for me.
Yes, it does. It creates an era of foreboding.
Foreboding?
Or an aura of foreboding, yes.
I like to go to
wedding?
Oh, shut up. I like to go to Mike Celestino for movie stuff because Mike Celestino whose name I just love to say, Mike Celestino, is
he even says it when you're not around.
He's a movie guy. What's your favorite Paranormal Activity movie?
I saw the first Paranormal Activity movie before it came out, like a month before it came out, because I was working as a film projectionist, and we had an advanced screening of it, and it was my job to, I think we had a 35 millimeter print of it, and I built the print, and I threaded the projector, and I started it, and I went down into the theater, and I watched it by myself.
Ooh, nice.
Not knowing what it was. I had no idea, and I was terrified, absolutely terrified, knowing zero about that movie going in. So I thought they did an excellent job on doing something kind of fresh and original on a very limited budget with that first movie. And I've seen a few of the sequels, and they're kind of like the law of diminishing returns with that series.
But if you haven't seen them all, the last one actually ties to the first one. So it's like Tenet, where the time travel comes into play. It's actually they definitely went downhill, but they picked back up.
Okay, I'll check that one out.
And there's supposedly a new one coming soon, right?
I want Mike to make a found footage movie.
Ooh,
that would be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
because he has this great sense of humor. It'd be very fun. Okay, sorry.
Okay, Joe.
Actually, I don't know how much I want to go into this, but
okay.
I actually, real quick, I did write a pilot. I co-wrote a pilot episode of a reality TV parody called Footage Finders. That was about the people who actually found the footage in all the found footage movies. And it never went anywhere. But I thought that was a hilarious idea that my friend and I came up with.
Hey, that does sound fun.
I love that. I totally love that. Okay. Moving right along from one Disney legend to another future, right? He's not a Disney legend yet, right?
No.
Future Disney legend, Joe Rohde, who he announced his retirement about a month ago, and it is now official. Joe Rohde toasting with his wife and children, saying goodbye to Disney.
For now.
Okay. What does that mean, Jeremiah?
Well, I think, I don't know if it was officially, but they're trying, well, everything that I know and everything I think Joe's kind of referred to is he'll kind of have the Tony Baxter type status where if they need him, he would come back to help out with things.
Oh, cool.
But again, I don't know if that's completely official or what it is, but I know that the Lighthouse project that he was working on for the Disney Cruise Line, that got stalled. So hopefully we'll see something come of that in the next few years.
So the Orange County Register did a nice interview with him that we invite you to go check out. Kind of an exit interview, if you will, a phrase I hate to say, but there was one paragraph in there that I just wanted to read real quick. It's they asked him about how he wanted to be remembered. You read it. You're a better reader than me. Italics.
If you want to do this work, if you want somebody to hand you truckloads of money and power, you need to be that person who is capable of being entrusted with that. I don't mean that in a greedy way. I mean with dignity, integrity, self-respect, and reliability, and still be creative. I'd rather be remembered for those lessons than as a tiger in a boardroom. That was a bit foolhardy.
So, Joe Rohde in a nutshell, quote, a bit foolhardy.
Yeah, there you go. Very fun.
So we will definitely miss the man who created Animal Kingdom. And
you really, I mean, do you really think, you don't really think that this is like
goodbye?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, he's got so much he wants to do. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he consulted anymore.
Because I just feel like
Tony Baxter's goodbye was goodbye.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, yeah. Will we ever see Joe Rohde's name somehow attached to a project and they bring him in for some press event? Of course. Yes.
Okay, that's what I mean. I mean, we'll still consider
in terms of Joe Rohde creating a project in the same way like Animal Kingdom, or he would have been Lighthouse Point or Alani or something. Yes, I suspect this is goodbye. Okay. Will we see Joe Rohde's portrait in the queue of an attraction with a mustache and a hat? Maybe so.
Okay.
They have that in Mystic Manor. And a monkey. And
they did Tony's after he retired. Mike Celestino, would you like to have your portrait in the queue of an attraction someday?
Sure. Well, I recorded a video message at Star Wars Celebration in 2019 that's supposedly in a hard drive somewhere in Galaxy's Edge. Now I forget where they said they put it, but
Oh, really?
everybody got to record their own video message, and then they put it in a thing, and now that's in Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. I don't know where, but it's there somewhere.
Play that
I want to
someday.
be able to find that with my data pad. Go around, answer,
Right? Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
communicate from Mike Celestino.
What do I say? What am I supposed to say? Did you start? Time's up.
That'd be so good. Like Ross in the tanning booth.
Yes, it's in the holocron. Yeah,
In which holocron?
I believe it's the one that's in docks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
The Dr. Holocron. Okay.
I think he's right. I think he's right.
That's very cool. Aw.
And Mike,
Thank
I
you,
think that Mike would like his portrait in the bathroom at Galaxy's Edge. So. There are no bathrooms in Galaxy's Edge. There are refreshers. So take that.
Yeah, they insist on that, and then it just says restrooms over the door. So,
and they kind of gave up on the refresher like weeks in.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Do they still say bright suns every time you walk in?
Yes.
Okay. And big moons and all that stuff.
Mike Farnham says he's a Galaxy's Edge expert.
He is.
We should have a showdown.
There we go.
That would be fun. That would be fun. That would. We need to do throwdown.
Mike, I would actually say that Mike may know more of the minutia of Galaxy's Edge than you do.
Oh,
just because
you should see if we can tap Mike to do a trivia contest for.
You know Mike Jeremiah?
He runs the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Facebook page.
Oh, take that,
nice.
Celestino.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I've spent a good amount of time reading and writing about it, but he may have me beat.
Yeah, he's definitely been one of those resources during early days. Like Mike, you would know more of the main stuff. Because he would spend all day on the Facebook page posting the different things, and it's a great resource. So if you're on Facebook, I'm sure he could put up the exact title of it.
No, totally, Mike.
We do need to tap into Mike.
Fried Endorian chip.
Yes. Yep. But we're all friends here. Thanks, Mike. We are, of course. It's one big dysfunctional family here at Laughing Place and our chat. So apparently Disney really wants Floridians to come to the park. You might think that with capacity limits and limited travel around the country, that maybe attendance would be full rather, and that, getting people to come to the park would not be difficult. I am just butchering this, but you know what I'm trying to say. But apparently not, because Disney World has announced a Florida resident ticket deal that when I saw it, I had to read it like 3 times. The numbers blew me away.
Yeah.
You can go to Disney World for $50 a day. We're talking like 1990 prices here.
But that is one park ticket, which, now the park hopping's a thing. You can add on to the base. But yeah, that number blew me away when I saw it the other day. And
it's not one day at each park, right? It's just 4 park days. You could go to Magic Kingdom time if you want to. So.
Yeah, as long as you can make the park pass reservation. And
it doesn't have to be consecutive. It's good through June. So, I mean, especially now that you can't buy an annual pass, that's a pretty reasonable way to go about this. It's not a bad annual pass substitution for Florida residents.
And the fact that they're doing it, one of the things that we're looking at now that January is done, and you guys lived here, and you recall the first week after New Year's, it slows down. And then the first thing that picks up the attendance is the marathons. And we don't have any of those. And, until Ratatouille opens, we don't know when that could happen.
No, it's and then these have only a few blackout periods. So if you are a Florida resident and you're considering it, check into the details on the page to be sure it doesn't conflict with your desired plans, because some of those holiday periods, especially, obviously, is when they're going to be blocking out these tickets from access. But it's.
Starts today, actually.
Yep.
And they also do sell $2-day and 3-day versions. The 2-day ends up being $75 a day. The 3-day, $60 a day, which is still incredibly reasonable. Oh my! I can't believe I can go to Disney World for $50 a day. It just blows me away, and I wish I lived in Florida.
I was like, well, you can't.
Yeah, no.
Yes. And then they're also starting some new advertising to entice people to come to the resort, not necessarily. Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can clearly hear that.
So I, as the Florida person, could not really identify where some of those are.
Oh, wow.
That's a cool ad. I'm not nearly hip enough to see that ad, I don't think, but that's a pretty cool ad.
Yeah.
Inviting people to come visit Disney Springs. Is that a commercial that's running in Florida that you've seen, Jeremiah?
Not that I've seen. I know it just started during the Christmas time, and my TV watching is kind of backed up, so I will keep an eye on it.
Someone said, I was just reading the comments, someone said they're getting a Hamilton vibe. I'm not sure they saw the same Hamilton I did. Logo says shop playing all this shows 3D. Mike Celestino, of those three things, what do you prefer the most? Shopping, dining, or playing?
I can't do a lot of dining. I probably do too much shopping, but I guess playing. I guess let's say playing.
Good answer. That is the correct answer. Congratulations. And then Disneyland Paris also has a new commercial. I'm not going to play it. It's kind of long, but their theme this year seems to be, "We wish your dreams come true." Which, I don't know.
Right now they're not even open, so
Right.
It's our dreams come true as them opening.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Let's see what else is going on.
It feels like a don't forget about us right now.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
We're still here.
Toys. Ooh, almost put that on the StreamYard.
It's similar to the messaging I found in the one where the people who are doing Disneyland in their backyard or Disney World in their back, and then they have the suitcase and they're like, "We're here when," the Disney World one is, "We're here when you're ready for it, to come visit us." Oh, this next thing we're going to share with you, I'm so jealous. PeopleMover toys coming.
Did you play with yours, Jeremiah?
That is actually, I believe, Tony who bought that. I did go on New Year's Day specifically to the front of Epcot to find that toy, and it is very cute. Sadly, it's not a pullback toy, but the doors do open.
As evidenced right there. How cool.
Can you take Mickey and Minnie out?
No. I mean, it probably wouldn't take much effort, but they are not removable.
I envisioned Jeremiah with a giant heat gun just making Minnie melting in their seat. I got him out.
Is this a hook? Can you hook multiple ones together?
Yeah, they have the hook in the front and the back.
But then you got a bunch of Mickey and Minnie's in a row, right?
No, we have breaking news.
It didn't for me.
Somebody got a flawed
that's
toy.
More of a Jeremiah problem.
Yeah. I don't know.
Thank you, Tony, for chiming in here.
Now we've got a debate. Is it or is it not? See, and now they have to go head to head. They have to
watch
fight.
tomorrow.
Like pull back, not pull back.
Tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, we will find the PeopleMover toy and answer this question once and for all.
Apparently, you got the lemon PeopleMover.
The lemon PeopleMover.
Oh, you won't. And then mine did because I rolled it at a kid. It makes more sense.
I have no idea what that means.
He pulled back and he rolled to a kid.
Oh, okay.
I like that time where we found out one vehicle went and it knocked off.
A new show on Laughing Plates. Pullback Showdown.
We need Pullback Showdown. I agree. Do you have any ride vehicles, Mike?
Yeah, I have. Back at my previous gig, I was subscribed to the Funko Pop Walt Disney Treasures collection, I think. Is that what that was called?
We don't shell out for you to do that here?
I mean, we would, but it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wait, I got it right here. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Oh, take your time. Take your time.
Oh, let me.
I see a
Yeah, I got the
Galactus.
Funko Small World boat.
That's cool.
And there's a Pirates of the Caribbean one, but it's not the vehicle. It's the pirate ship that you see while you're on the ride.
The Wicked Winch.
Is that what
You
it's
know what
called?
I think would be a fun show on Laughing Place? Something where Doobie throws out something like that, and then we all disappear for a little bit, and we all come back.
Oh, I love
and
that.
then everybody gets to vote on who had the best one.
As soon as I'm out of the asylum, I'm in, because you know how difficult that would be with me.
Oh yeah, that's like scavenger hunt. It's like, yeah, they do that
In your home.
at Star Wars Celebration. Actually, they were doing that. They were like, does anybody have an item with like Admiral Akbar on it? And then like people would like hold up whatever they had on their person that was Admiral Akbar, and they would go and find the best one.
Okay,
That's a fun idea.
I have a very weird confession to make about this. For a long time, I used to carry an odd array of expired fast passes on me because I was somewhere one time and they asked, it was one of those kind of things, and you won something depending on what fast pass. So for the longest time, in my wallet, I had this growing collection of unused fast passes because I wanted to be able to pull it out.
He's got a driver's
Wait, I'm going to win right here.
Uh-oh.
I have an autographed photo of Michael Eisner at the opening of the Star Tours attraction.
That's not bad. What do you got? A matchbook? Where's that from?
I have a matchbook from
Tokyo.
Oh God,
What's
Disneyland Pixar Fest. Pixar
There you go.
Fest. That's a
My wallet's not here.
My shirt bin is the marching band to nowhere because I am preparing to follow Levitard from ESPN to wherever he lands. Ooh, Universal. See, this could be fun.
No,
But
this
now
is a great show. Here, we
now-
even have a name for
Now
it.
you're exhausting all your stuff.
Show me yours.
On Laughing Place?
Laughing Place.
He admits he made a typo. Come on.
You could be like, find something that tells time. And then everybody would pull up random things. And I'd pull up this really, really weird Mickey thing I found that his hands are like flexi-colored. It's just not right. Okay, sorry.
I got my Haunted Mansion watch there.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
It's just an Android watch, you know.
Yeah.
With face.
No.
I like that idea. Show me yours on Laughing Place.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Kid friendly.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Gio is surprised
I'm
it's
sorry,
not
here.
pins this time. You
I
got
have
that
a
too.
pin right here. It's the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa Gingerbread House because it was a gift and I hadn't put it away yet. Ta-da! Aw, Figment. See, we can have so much fun. You could come up with a
Oh, I love this
Oh,
idea.
wait.
Maybe I'll pop one out towards the
Most
end of it.
random character.
most random character.
I'm going to think of something before we close out the show. I'm going to do one, and then you and if you can escape, Jeremiah, you can go find something. And
I
just need to turn around to find his.
in the asylum, I don't think I have much, but I will definitely try my best.
All right. So next up on their next item up for
I
bid,
love Lumpy.
if you cannot afford a Dooney and Burke purse, the next best thing is a Dooney and Burke magic band. You will not be disappointed. It does not cost the same price as a normal magic band. It is quite expensive at $58. You can still feel like you paid more than you should, but still remain in your budget. Limited edition of 2,500.
It's nice because it'll match your. If you want to be matching, you can have your magic band match your purse.
It's very cool.
The cat one, from what the cast member said, sold out like in a day.
I suspect it will sell very quickly. I'm just still disappointed that it never came to fruition where when you would tap it, it would make a different noise because of what magic band you had. So that
Bark,
last
bark,
year,
bark,
yeah,
bark.
wouldn't it be fun if it like played, He's a Tramp or something when you would, tap your magic band because you bought the doggy one or something from
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
No.
If it's the cat one, would it play I Am Siamese?
Probably not. I'm a big fan of this next item up for bid, though.
This is the magic band Doobie one.
I so would love this magic band. Glittery pink.
You want me to get that for you next time I see a doobie?
How much is it? Do you remember?
It's $24.99.
$24.99. It's really pretty.
I'll discuss that with my wife. I'm not sure she'll be seen with me wearing this.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, then yes, I'll take one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, glittery pink magic band for doobie.
Yeah,
I love that.
has the Stitch stuff been?
I don't have this stuff on
You don't
here.
have, okay, so
I
never
have
mind.
new Star Wars pins. Oh, of course I have to show the new Star Wars pins. Mike Celestino's here. Take a look at those, Mike, just for you.
I can't see him.
You haven't shown up yet.
He's working on it.
Empire Strikes Back. Heard of that
Just
one?
in time for the 40th anniversary last year.
Yep. No, my favorite is I don't know if it's the next set or the following set of how tiny this one is. Like, these were brand new. This set, I don't remember. I think it was 3,000 was the edition size for these, but they're really nice. They're just a photo pin, so I'm not overly impressed. But they have the brand at the bottom.
At the tail end of the celebration, Mike. You don't want the celebration to peak too soon.
Right.
And then I think the next ones are just the breakdown, the individuals. Yeah. Wow, that flight to Orlando keeps getting more expensive. You guys should buy
I know,
it.
as we're sitting here, it's
What happened?
it's like $100 because we're talking about it.
Is it because people are watching our stream and buying them?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe there's like a different status. Click on Tony.
Well, I wanted to show you. I like.
Sorry.
Wait, okay, Tony, you can wait.
Okay,
I'm gonna
sorry.
go Mike. No.
I have these Empire Strikes Back pins I got at Disneyland. I like way more than those. This
Yeah.
is a few years ago. That's Dagobah, and then there's Hoth
Oh, that's cool too.
and Boba Fett here on Best
Boba
Bid.
Fett. Boba Fett where?
Yeah.
I'm excited that more
I get that
Galaxy's Edge stuff has arrived on Shop Disney. I'm sure we'll be talking about it tomorrow on Barely Necessities, but that made me happy because I kind of regret not buying the Droid Depot purse. I might do that now.
This is. I was just wet. Oh, let
Can
me
you
finish.
put those pins back up? Yeah.
Yeah, because this is my favorite of the 40th anniversary set right here. Yeah, it's Ahsoka.
Those were actually just Ashley Eckstein designed. She did the whole the woman series, which was really. Oh, look, the fight went down. Did you see that?
No, there we go.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's a relief.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and it's a duo of pins, so you keep one and you share one with a
You can close.
powerful woman in your life. I don't know if that's the actual story, but my favorite is the last pin of all of this. There's this great set, but then there's this timely Clone Wars pin that Doobie just scrolled right past really quickly.
There, yeah.
It is actually one of the first ones that's Disney Plus branded, but it's Clone Wars, which ended just about a year ago.
But that's very cool that it has the Disney Plus logo on it. That wouldn't happen to be Bad Batch, would it? Those helmets? Okay.
Alex and I. Well, Alex asked me if I knew who all those helmets were, and I was like, I don't know, Clone Wars. Yeah, I don't know. So he ended up figuring it out, and they were all. It's like Captain Rex, a few other guys. I don't know all the. Clones.
Yeah, they're the main ones in the
Yeah.
Clone Wars episodes.
How did you come by the It's Our Universe or It's Your Universe book, Jeremiah?
This was actually when I went to the D23. I think Mike may have actually been there. It was D23 Expo a few years ago. She was there when she was talking about doing the costume contest, and that was one of the gifts. And this book is really, really good for motivating people, and she also signed it.
Oh, awesome.
That's a beautiful signature.
Yeah, no, she's
I
really.
know she is. Like,
Wow.
No, it's really. She's
I
got a
love that. That's
Bye,
great.
Mike. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mike. We'll have the showdown someday.
May the force
bye,
be-
Mike.
All right, a couple other quick items. The Festival of Art is coming soon. The guide maps are already there at the parks, and inside of them you can see the full dealie of what's going to be where, and that's kind of fun.
Actually, there's no information in there at all about anything.
Right there.
Other than it talks about who sponsors it, but there's no. They're going to put everything in the passport. I kind of felt that way when I opened it. It's like, oh, this will be great. Oh, no.
But it's got the nice cover.
Yeah, and that comes on Friday, and we'll be doing live from Epcot that day.
In other breaking news, Shanghai Disney Resort is turning 5, which, yeah, exactly.
I
So
refuse to believe it.
they've revealed their 5th anniversary logo, which is kind of nice, actually. So
Oh, sorry. No, I said goodnight to Mike Farnham, who said he had to go, and right around that same time, our Mike Celestino left, and so it was like, bye, Mike, and then Mike C left. Sorry. Okay, but the 5th anniversary of Shanghai Disney World, which doesn't seem possible. Like I say, I refuse to believe it.
So that's all the major news. There's one other thing I wanted to do. Jeremiah, Rebecca, Mike Celestino, get me as quick as you can something Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion. Go. To where? I like the way Jeremiah can do it without it leaving.
I know exactly where there's a Haunted Mansion thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't going to do you originally. All right. Jeremiah still hasn't moved.
Jeremiah doesn't move.
You got something? All right, wait, hold it. Hide it. No, you're not first.
Sorry.
All right.
Again, in the asylum, I don't have all my stuff, but I do have a helpful caretaker.
First up, Rebecca Mosley. What you got?
When the transition first occurred, they had this adorable little Jack Skellington and Sally in a doom buggy with the mansion logo on the back. Very simple. Okay.
Mike Celestino, what you got?
I could have gone for a pin, but I went in the other room to grab this because it's really cool. It's from the 50th anniversary event, summer of 2019. And this was the gift that you got upon entry. It has like a certificate of authenticity. And then it's like a little paperweight that looks like Madame Leota in...
I'll hold that for a second. That is cool.
That is cool.
That is really nice.
I feel like it would start talking to me any minute.
And it disappears when you turn it to the side.
Yeah.
Oh, nice logo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say Mike is the leader right now.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay, what you got, Jeremiah?
Jeremiah's like,
I have a really cool gargoyle pin, which leads into a merchandise announcement that we haven't covered because I haven't been to the park yet, that they actually have new gargoyle light up items in Memento Mori. It's an $80 figure that hopefully tomorrow I will have a picture of.
Cool. I'm excited.
Oh, speaking of tomorrow, let's talk about today, Jeremiah. You actually did some fun kind of parks news related thing today. Talk about it.
Oh, yeah. I headed out to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. As some people know, the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex was one of the first attractions to reopen pretty much in the U.S. After the shutdown. But they've had very limited things because everything's so interactive. But today they opened up the Planet Play, which is a giant kids play area that before you go in, you have to sanitize your hands, and they have sanitizing throughout the entire area. And it encourages kids to play in different planets. So, they get to climb around Mercury and Venus, and they have different challenges. It's very almost like the old NASA exhibit at Disneyland where there's some interactive stuff. But I had lots of fun just enjoying the design of it. And the nice thing is they have it designed so kids can play, and then adults have a nice sitting area that has a coffee, tea, wine, and beer bar right next to it.
Oh, so wine and beer.
Yeah.
Did you wear your NASA face mask there?
I did.
Cool.
Did you get another one?
No, I have two, and it hasn't been like I thought about it. I actually had that conversation earlier. I was like, I thought about buying one, but they're $12.99 each, and sadly, I didn't have my annual pass with me for my discount.
Okay, I understand that.
Mike Celestino, do you like really intense roller coasters?
No, I think I'm a couple notches down on my intensity levels that I enjoy. Like if I go to Six Flags here, last time we went, I think I did like 3 of them of all the roller coasters in the park, and that was good for me. And then like the time before that, I was doing like every other one. So as I get older, I'm less and less inclined to do the really intense roller coasters. But at Disney parks, I can do them all the ones that are available to me.
Man up at Disney parks. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm declaring Mike Celestino the winner of our first episode of Show Me Yours. That was very cool with his Madame Leota that just disappears when you turn it sideways. Which I don't think it's the cool part, but that's the part that I love. So let's see. Who's got a show coming up? Jeremiah, what's your next show?
Tomorrow, the live from the parks.
Which park are you going to be at?
Tomorrow I will be at Magic Kingdom at noon. Remember, you're going to be in charge of that. Like,
I know. I'm just giving you a chance to promote your own show. And
noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll be doing a Disney walk and talk through the Magic Kingdom, seeing all the fun of post Christmas in the parks.
And then
one of those rare times to be just playing them.
We're covering it well.
Love you,
and are you doing your 101 show this week?
No, I guess this will be the proper place to announce that that's going into moratorium for a little bit. I know I can't dedicate enough time to it, but I think what Cole and I are going to do is like coming up, I don't know, maybe early next month, focus on a certain park. And then in October, maybe focus on a certain entire resort. So we can do a deeper dive into it. Not digging, but diving.
That sounds wonderful.
Cool. Well, Mike Celestino, when are you going to be on air this week?
I believe I'm going to Downtown Disney tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was still happening, but I think it is.
Okay.
And then I will be here at 4:00 for Barely Necessities, where Rebecca Burbank and I will be discussing some of the merchandise that's been coming out. And there's been a lot of really fun stuff. The Disney dogs and cats. I think Raining Cats and Dogs they've been calling it, and that's now at the parks too. There's also been a few new magic bands coming out, and then a new monthly initiative, kind of similar to the Minnie Mouse one, is on the way as well. Where we will, so something new for you to try and get your merch pass for each month.
I just want to say hi to Kidder. A little late today, unfortunately, but our official holder of the fun facts, the only person allowed to post facts that are automatically considered fun. Thank you very much.
And then, as Alex points out, tonight at 7:30 is the movie club where they will chat about Horton Hears a Who.
Pixar's latest film.
Who?
Yep. And tomorrow night at 7:30, that's Tuesday at 7:30, Doobie and Gideon will be celebrating National Trivia Day a day late. No, it's just usually we always have trivia on Tuesdays, and today happens to be National Trivia Day. But you can join us tomorrow, and they will be sharing a contest where you can compete against other people, and you can see how much Disney knowledge you have. Yes, Mike Celestino.
And 4 months from today, on May 4th, 2 new Star Wars trivia contests on Kahoot. So
you can put it on your calendar now. Let the countdown begin now.
Is there any chance we'll have a special guest for one of them?
Ooh.
You never know who might pop in from a galaxy far away.
A certain Gideon, a moth Gideon?
Oh, Gideon v. Gideon. That would be great.
Oh, dear me.
That might not be okay anymore.
We can have some.
Okay.
Let's see now. What else is going? Is that it? Is that it for now?
That's
okay.
pretty much it.
So there you go.
So two live from the parks, East Coast and West Coast. That is quintessential LP tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Thank you again, Mike Celestino, keeper of all things Star Wars and West Coast theme parks. Thank you again, Jeremiah. You may now tell your keepers that you can go back into your cage. And thank you, Rebecca. Love you.
Love you too.
We will see you all next time. Shut up, Jeremiah.